Well, Wolves have picked up their first 3 points at home since the restart. It's 6 points out of 6 since the restart, and a fantastic win again against Bournemouth today. 1-0, and Wolves again continuing to push on for that top 6 place again, and with Sheffield United and co dropping points, it's looking good at the moment. I think if we can get another win come Saturday against Aston Villa, I think that's been it's been a flawless start for Wolves. My name's Dave, Talking Wolves. Be sure to hit the like button down below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, guys. And yeah, as I say, another 3 points. We're going to be breaking down the performance today, giving my thoughts on it. And of course, as always, if you could leave your thoughts in the comment section down below, that would be fantastic. So Wolves, starting with a 3-4-3, Adama Traore coming in for Dendoncker. We changed up that team a little bit. To be fair, it's a team that I expected. After watching the first half, though, maybe in hindsight, I possibly would have stuck with the same formation with Dendoncker in the middle. We saw Bournemouth sort of try and bulk out that midfield. Very rarely threatened us, but that's what made it so difficult for Wolves to break down. But first half, it was quite sloppy. It was strange, really, because if you watch that game and then you watch the West Ham game, you would genuinely think the Bournemouth game was probably the first one back after the restart. It was just a little bit sloppy. The ball wouldn't really stick. There was a lot of loose passes, and there was just times where you could see Moutinho and Neves almost thinking, what can I do here? And there were plenty of misplaced long balls, just trying to bypass that 5 in midfield for Bournemouth. And as a fan watching it at times, it was a little bit frustrating. And at times when we were breaking forward, Jota, Jimenez and Adama, there were just times where you just think, let's get that pass off. And it didn't quite work out. There was a spell in the first half of Adama Traore. The first time he came deep and got the ball, took it round 3 or 4 players, and then obviously was fouled by David Brooks. And there were a lot of late challenges from Bournemouth on some of our players. I genuinely thought, we've had 3 or 4 bookings there in the first half. I thought that we might have seen a red card in the second half, which we didn't in the end. But we did well. I mean, the first half wasn't fantastic, and wasn't fantastic for a neutral or a fan. I think Bournemouth would have been satisfied with it. I think they were coming into the game as fans and as a club, they were coming into the game hoping for a point, I think. And if they could snatch 3 points, then fair play. But they couldn't. They weren't really threatening us, and they were doing enough to stopping us from breaking them down. And that 5 in the midfield, I think, is the big reason for that, because whenever we tend to come up against that, it's when Wolves struggle. We do struggle to break those sort of teams down. We came out in the second half, same sort of team, and you could see straight away the differences. Adama, a lot quicker with his passes. Doherty and Adama just combining really, really quick, and then Jimenez getting involved. Adama was laying the ball off straight away and on his feet and running down the line, and it created a couple of opportunities from that as well. And we just kept going. It was never really in terms of, we weren't really waiting for that Bournemouth goal. I think the only way Bournemouth were going to score in today's game was whether they were going to get a corner or a set piece of some sort. But it was always, especially after the sort of first 20, 25, 30 minutes, Wolves were always on the front foot looking for the ball. It was just a matter of when, I think. And Adama Traore getting the ball again. And it was almost a carbon copy of that first West Ham goal. Ball in for a Jimenez. I think Bournemouth will be pretty disappointed that they didn't clear it. But Raul Jimenez, Adama, ball into Raul Jimenez. We've seen that 10 times this season. It's unrivaled. It's the best combination between any pairing in the league. Raul Jimenez scoring again against Bournemouth. He scored against them every time he's played them. It was fantastic again. And for a team like Wolves, yes, there are times that we can be frustrated with them. And yes, I think this time, maybe last year or the year before, we wouldn't have beaten Bournemouth today. But the fact that we've got this momentum and the fact that we've got these players like Adama Traore who have improved so much. This time last year, if a team came in with £20 million, I think I would have sold him. And I think 95% of Wolves fans would have sold him if we could have got our money back for him. But he's a different animal. He's a different player today. And Adama Traore, again, okay, he has his quiet spells, but as soon as he's in the right position, he can run rings around teams. And that end product, again, a couple of threatening balls into the air and a great ball into Jimenez, who, I said it in the last video, is a predator in front of goal. Another goal for him and another assist for Adama Traore. And we sort of did what we needed to do, really. We bulked out the midfield, then eventually bringing Dendoncker on, which I expected. We then saw small cameos for, obviously, Pedro Neto, who came on. Pedence towards the end with Morgan Gibbs-White as well. I mean, Neto, so unlucky, wasn't he, towards the end? I thought he'd overdone it, but the fact that, he's run straight through the Bournemouth team, and he just doesn't seem to like those big chances, does he, Pedro Neto? We saw it at Espanyol. He rams the keeper, and I think he skied it, didn't he, and put it wide. And today, that one-on-one. But as such a young player, he does have that confidence, and I think if he can work on that composure in front of goal, he could be an absolute monster in front of goal. But again today, it was like a breath of fresh air when he was substituted onto the pitch. And overall, a very good 3 points. We had to work for it, no doubt about it. We did have to work for it, and at times we made it difficult for ourselves. But the fact that we, as a Wolves team now, we've played 2 of the teams in the bottom 4 or 5, and we've got 2 wins. And if we can make that a full house when we come up against Aston Villa, that puts us in really, really decent stead towards the last 7 games of the season. We still have to play Sheffield United, Arsenal, Chelsea, Everton. We've got some tough games in there. But if we can keep that momentum going, whilst these teams that have just come back off the restart they keep stalling, we've got a massive chance here of making even more history. And I am really, really looking forward to it as a Wolves fan. It still seems surreal. As I said, this time last year or the year before, we saw it in the Championship season against Sunderland. They finished bottom. We didn't beat them. Huddersfield finished bottom. We didn't beat them. And the fact now that we're going to teams, we're getting the doubles over the teams like Norwich. We're getting doubles over the teams like Bournemouth. We could get doubles over the teams like Aston Villa if we win on Saturday. It's a change, and we're getting those results where we need them to. And a very, very good win again today. I'm very, very happy with that. Guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. 3 points for Wolves. And we're in a great position right now. Be sure to hit the like button down below. Subscribe to the channel. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Hope you enjoy the sunny weather. And I'll be back for the Aston Villa preview, later this week. But until next time, guys, enjoy the rest of your week. And I'll see you all very soon. Come on, you Wolves.